So, folks, today I'm going to ask the question, are your family insane? Well, I released a poll on YouTube just as a bit of fun, really, asking the question, how lunatic are your family? And the first thing was relatively sane. Now, 9% of you said that your family were relatively sane. Slightly nuts was the next category. 26% of you said that. Completely nuts was the next category. And that was a whopping 48% of you. And the final category was should be in a psychiatric institution. And that was 17% of you. So I decided to record a video on it, folks, based on your feedback, because if they should be in a psychiatric institution, then I understand because that's where my parents were. And they were meant to be running the asylum, folks, but I can assure you that the best trick that they ever played was getting paid to be there. So some of you probably feel the same way. So today we're going to talk about is your family nuts? Why are your family nuts? And what are you going to do about your family being nuts? So your family can drive you insane, folks, insane. It's full moon all over again when you spend prolonged time with your family. In fact, that quote, if you think you're spiritual, go and spend a couple of weeks with your family and then you'll find out how spiritual you are. That's a very good one. It's a very good one, folks. So this video is for you. So let's discuss our family and their role in our evolution. And how is it that you're a completely different person around your family? They treat you differently. The rest of the world sees you this way, but your family sees you this way. Welcome to my world, folks. Welcome to my world. Well, your family, in many respects, are the rock to form the diamond, the rock to form the diamond. So if you're lucky, one of those 9% whose family are relatively sane, congratulations. Congratulations. Well done. You're lucky. But are you lucky? We're going to delve into that. We're going to go straight the way down to should they be in a psychiatric institution? Well, in my reality, folks, the people with the biggest mission to do will be tested the most. They'll be tested the most. It'll be a harsh and bumpy, often lonely ride for the average empath, going through this hostile world, getting fucked over by nasty people and sucking it up and having to learn the hard way, a bit like a honey badger building up its tolerance or its immune system by getting bitten by poisonous snakes. It's a true story, folks. It's a true story. And in life, everything that happens to us, if it doesn't kill us, makes you stronger. All these cliches that we hear. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Yeah, whatever. But it's true. It is true. And our family are a massive, massive, massive part of that, folks. So let's take an overarching view. Let's take a full moon approach of this one, folks, before I change, especially at Halloween. It's made for your families, folks. Halloween should be great fun with the families, especially those that polled nearer the psychiatric institution. So, you with the challenging family, you're having that for a reason. You're here probably for a bigger purpose. So let's look at it that way. Let's flip this equation. The people that have the most to do, the people that are going to make the biggest impact, improve the planet the most, the people that have the biggest mission, the biggest purpose, are going to have the biggest challenges. So in many respects, the more your family have challenged you and the more isolated that you feel from your family, the bigger purpose it is. Because as human beings, we're very tribal in the way that we make up. And most people will put up with otherwise intolerable behavior just because it's family, just because it's family. You put up with stuff that you wouldn't put up with in any other environment, make excuses. You put up with this nonsense. You probably have to listen to a ton of shit to reach the point of no return. And what is the point of no return, folks? Well, for most empaths, especially now with the vibration rating right now, you're probably finding increased friction with your family. And part of this is to wake you up, folks. It's to wake you up. It's to wake you up and to get you to change your behavior. Because what you've realized is that being reasonable does not work, especially with people who are a little bit psychopathic, a little bit sociopathic, a little bit narcissistic. They lack the empathy to see the world the way that you do. And they're thick-skinned. They would just keep abusing people for as long as you allow them to do so. Quite frequently, there is a significant demographic of people around about the 5% mark that have no empathy and will just continue to abuse you for as long as you allow them to do it. And if they're in your family, it's ultimately it's going to take you to a place where you just have to say, enough is enough, folks. Enough is enough. We've had enough with this behavior. And what this is an invitation to grow, folks. It's an invitation to grow a backbone, grow a steel shield to this nonsense, and to test different behaviors. Because if you've tested other behavioral means around these things and they're not working, then it's time to change the behavior. And the only way that you're going to get the result is by testing something new. So, folks, this is for you if you've tried the nice approach, you've tried to be reasonable, you've tried over and over and over again to find the middle ground. You've tried letting things go. You've tried ignoring stuff. You've done all of this stuff, all in the aim of peace. Peaceful resolutions, folks, peaceful resolutions. But where does it get you? What it gets you is further encroachment across your boundaries. And you may have said that you don't like or appreciate certain behaviors, but they keep getting encroached. They just keep encroaching. They keep a little dig there, a little dig there, a little dig there, another encroachment, another violation of your boundaries, another fuck you is what it boils down to. That you're going to take this because you're trained to take it, because you've taken it all your life. And we teach people how to treat us, folks. That's the harsh reality of this equation. That you might think doing it for the good of everyone else, doing it for the good of peace and harmony. And what happens is inside you're raging. You're absolutely raging. You're like, why? Why does this happen to me? What have I done to deserve this? It's easy to go into victim mode when families start, but your family are your best friend. They're your best friends to wake you up, folks, to wake you up. Because there's some dark forces on this planet, and being default nice to everyone just isn't going to cut it, folks. And I'm not saying to be a nasty person, inherently nasty. No, this is not about that. It's just to tell you that there's certain situations where you need a tougher approach to life, where you need to fight your corner, where you need to grow a backbone, where you need to stand up to bullshit because you've had enough of it, where you need to be able to finish this interaction and walk home and look in the mirror and think, yes, well done, Adam. Well, obviously, you might not be saying well done, Adam, unless your name is Adam, but you'll be calling yourself well done. You'll be looking in the mirror and you'll be proud of how you've dealt with the situation. Now, it may not be harmonious. The person may not even want to talk to you again. There's a win, folks. There's a win. If you piss them off so much because they're expecting you to be nice and you ruffle their feathers enough that they don't want to engage with you again, that is a win, especially if it's your family, folks. Now, a lot of you have said in the comments that you have got that lonely existence. You have told your family to fuck off, and probably quite rightly so if you're a healer and an empath, because narcissistic behavior, they're not going to change, folks. They're probably going to go into victim mode when you cut them out of their life because that's part of their game, but don't buy into it. Part of the journey for the healer and the empath is to rise up to your power and to find your purpose, which is usually doing something bigger than yourself, folks, bigger than yourself. But you will only find that when you learn to build this shield, to grow a backbone, and to call out really shit behavior, especially with your family. So, to all of you that said that your family were psychiatric hospital, you probably need to get out of their lives. For the completely nuts, 48% of you, well, there's hope for completely nuts. And there's different types of nuts as well, folks. So, there's the completely nuts lunatic that will do a startup business because their chances of success are very low. It's high risk and high stress. Lunatics, only someone completely nuts, only someone that is on the verge of a psychiatric institution would even entertain that, or someone with phenomenal self-belief. So completely nuts comes in different forms, but there's the completely nuts that does good stuff, and there's the completely nuts that goes around pissing you off just because they can. And this talk, this whole version of what I'm putting out there today is to deal with those people, to wake up to it, folks. Because if you've tried on repeat to reach resolution and your boundaries are still being encroached and you're still getting the same set of behaviors and they're not listening, well, it may be time. It may be time to press the exit button and say enough is enough. Because we train people how to teach us. And sometimes a bit of no nonsense can go a long way. So there you go, my lunatic friends with lunatic families. And you're only a lunatic friend if you're putting up with your lunatic family, because if you hang around lunacy for long enough, you become it, folks. You become it. Now, there's a good type of lunatic and there's a not so good type of lunatic. Be the good type of lunatic. Be the type of lunatic that would tell your family to piss off if they crossed your boundaries on numerous occasions and their behavior is not changing, because you'll feel better about yourself. And it might feel lonely in the short term, folks, but when one door closes, another one opens. You will meet better vibration of people once you empower yourself to say no more bullshit from anyone, especially my family. So there you go, my lunatic friends, my lunatic friends. Say no to bullshit, say no to your family, say yes to the right type of lunacy, and feel better about yourself, because ultimately it's your relationship with you that is the most important one of all. And if you get that right, folks, then the lunacy only amplifies in a good way. So there you go. That's my little video based on the poll I put out. I'd like to thank everyone for filling it in and for the fun that we've had on this journey. And by all means, if you've got any comments, please do share them. If your family is especially a lunatic, and of course, they might not all be lunatic, you might have a fair amount of lunatics in your family. But either way, we're here for you, folks. This community is here for you. We're here to support you, here to listen to your lunatic tales, and we're here to answer your questions. So if you have any, ask away, folks. Ask away. And most importantly, enjoy your lunatic journey and enjoy your new sense of purpose and backbone, folks, because when you find that, there's nothing touching you anymore.